In the remote wilds of Alaska, a quiet baker ran a successful shop by day, and by night he hunted women like game. This is the story of Robert Hansen, the butcher baker, a predator who turned the frozen wilderness into his personal hunting ground. Robert Christian Hansen was born in 1939 in Esterville, Iowa. He was the son of a stern Danish immigrant who owned a bakery. From a young age, Robert was quiet, socially awkward, and severely bullied. He developed a stutter which only deepened his isolation. His father, strict and emotionally distant, offered no comfort. Discipline ruled the home, affection was absent, and resentment began to take root. Hansen's bitterness was especially aimed at women. He saw them as cruel, unattainable, and mocking. Throughout his teenage years, he was rejected repeatedly. While others dated and grew into themselves, Hansen remained on the outside, watching. In 1960, his anger boiled over. At 21, Hansen burned down a school bus garage in Pocahontas, Iowa. He was arrested and spent nearly 2 years behind bars. A psychological evaluation labeled him with an infantile personality. But prison didn't change him. It only taught him to hide better. He married young, but his wife left him shortly after his arson conviction. Eventually, he moved to Anchorage, Alaska in 1967, where he opened a bakery. To the outside world, Hansen was a quiet, hard-working family man. He had a wife, children, a business. But under the surface, the resentment still festered. And in Alaska's vast wilderness, he found the perfect place to let it out. Hansen took up hunting. Not as a hobby, but as an obsession. He became skilled with rifles and bow hunting, earning local trophies and respect. The solitude of the woods, the control, the dominance, it gave him something he never had before. Power. That power turned dark. Between 1971 and 1983, Hansen targeted vulnerable women. Many were sex workers or runaways, women he believed society wouldn't miss. He'd lure them with promises of money or safety, then drug them, bind them, and fly them, blindfolded into the remote wilderness. Once there, he let them run. And then, he hunted them like animals. Most didn't survive. Some were shot as they ran. Others died in the cold, terrified and alone. He buried their bodies in shallow graves marked on a map he kept hidden in his home. But in 1983, he made a mistake. 17-year-old Cindy Paulson escaped. He had chained her in his home, assaulted her, and was preparing his plane. But while his back was turned, she fled barefoot into the street and flagged down a passing truck. She told her story to police. At first, they didn't believe her, but when her account matched Hansen's flight records, the case was reopened. The FBI brought in profiler John Douglas, whose psychological assessment pointed directly to Hansen. A quiet, socially awkward man living a double life. A skilled hunter with a deep hatred of women. Police secured a warrant. Inside his home, they found a horror show. Guns, stolen jewelry, souvenirs from victims, and most chilling, a personalized aviation map with 24 X's. Each one marked a location where a woman had died. Some of those women were never reported missing. They had no families to search for them. Only the snow knew their names. Faced with the evidence, Hansen confessed. He admitted to at least 17 murders, though the true number may be higher. He also confessed to over 30 rapes and abductions. He was sentenced to 461 years, plus life in prison. No possibility of parole. He died in 2014 of natural causes at the age of 75. He never showed remorse, never revealed every name, and never gave up the full truth. Robert Hansen didn't kill for pleasure alone. He killed to feel powerful in a world where he'd always felt weak. He built a life of normalcy as camouflage. But the wilderness remembers the screams he buried in the snow. This is Abstract Pulse, a place for dark truths delivered in quiet tones. If you want more, the source links are below.